just a light itself, it's just basically a drum shade. And so what I already did was I attached the ground wire, and it's up into the box now. It's attached to this. Okay, so here so far is the state of things. What I'm showing you here is something that I rigged up because you really need probably 2 people in order to make this work. Hey there, it's Michael again. How you doing? This is a different project that I'm working on today. So I'm actually in my master bedroom, and I'm going to be installing a ceiling fan in my ceiling. It's actually a ceiling fan slash light, which is very exciting. And I'm also very excited to be partnering again with Vonluce to bring you this video. So they were kind enough to send me this really nice fixture that's brand new to their collection, and I'm very excited to kind of show you all about it. I'm going to open it up for you here. I actually opened the box a little while ago, but I want to do a quick little, I haven't peeked yet, so this is going to be you and me looking at this together. So here is how it all comes out. Very nice packaging again. Let's put that over there. Ooh, all right. Very, very nice. And the light is packaged really nicely in here. It's got some, looks like some extenders. So then in case you want it to hang down a little bit further from your ceiling, you can do that. On this side here, looks like this might be the first thing that goes up into the ceiling. I have to look at the instructions because I'm not even sure, but I'm going to get all into it so I can show you exactly how to do this. So a couple more things on this side here. Up there's a little escutcheon that goes around the top. Very nice. So there's a little escutcheon there. And over here I have some, oh, aha! This is very exciting. This is my favorite part of this whole thing. There is a remote control that will control the ceiling fan and the light. I believe you can do, yep, you can do high, low, you can program it. There's all kinds of different things that you can do with it. Have the light on, have just the fan on. So I think that's going to be great. We're going to talk about that too as we get into it a little bit sooner. And there's also little hardware here as well. So that's kind of nice. And that means that you can, if you wanted to, you can put this probably on a wall so that your remote is always either next to the bed or as you come into the room. In my case, it would probably be next to the bed if I'm going to do that. I think that would be a fun thing to do so that it will always be there when I need it. And then the piece de resistance here is going to be the light itself. Woohoo, look at that. It's a big drum light, and it has, I should say, 3 or 4 light bulbs, 4 light bulbs that will show the light source down. Here's what it looks like. You can see that there's a fan in there, and then when it's just a light itself, it's just basically a drum shade. So it's basically a drum light shade, which is really fantastic, and that is going to help us get all of this put up into the ceiling. So before I get going on that, I will insert a little bit of a clip here that I recorded a little bit earlier to show you what the ceiling fan that I'm switching out looks like. And then we're going to get right into talking about Vonluce too. So I'd like to actually thank Vonluce again for partnering with me with this video. And here's a little bit more about them. Vonluce's mission is to provide their customers with high quality lights and furnishings at reasonable prices. For a long time, trending furniture and lighting styles that are also high quality didn't come with low price tags. You either had low price, low quality, or high quality goods that were simply out of reach for many because of higher prices. However, Vonluce believes everybody who has the wish for building their best living environment deserves better choices within budget. They concentrate on quality and design to help you envision the best pieces to reflect your taste and style. Vonluce believes change begins at home, and at the core, a better living environment can directly affect your happiness index and working efficiency. In addition to that, distinctive styles of lights and furniture can also reflect your aesthetic style and personality. Stylish lighting complements everything from the furniture, room layout and design, all the way to the small decorations that express who you are. And speaking of lighting, you're sure to find the most trending styles of floor lamps, table lamps, LEDs, and chandeliers at reasonable prices. It's all about distinctive fashion within budget. As for furnishings, Vonluce has many styles of furniture to pick from, so all your favorite aesthetics can be merged. They believe good quality is more essential than overly propagating. Vonluce sells their products directly to you online, and that means you won't find their products in retail stores. Offering the products directly to you at Vonluce.com allows them to pass savings on to you. At Vonluce, you're sure to find many ideal products that are just right for your home and family. Want to save even more? Well, simply sign up to receive product updates from Vonluce and get a 10% discount on your first order. Visit vonluce.com and click the blue Get 10% button off on the right to sign up today. So the tools that you're going to need for this project are a step ladder. I'm not going to show you mine. It looks like a tragedy, but I have a little 3-step step ladder. You can get, a little extension ladder depending on how high your ceilings are. Mine are only 7 feet tall, so I don't need a very big ladder. So I also am going to need a wrench. I have a little adjustable crescent wrench, and I have a flathead screwdriver, and I also have a Phillips head screwdriver, which is also called for with the instructions. I have a pair of scissors in case I need to cut through the plastic sheathing that goes around the wire itself. But they also recommend doing a wire cutter. I don't have one on hand, so I'm just going to use a pair of scissors and just be very careful not to cut through the entire wire. And also I have, and this is just my recommendation, but a little tester. So these are little testers that you can get at the hardware store. And this is just to double check to make sure, even after you've turned off the power, to make sure that there is no power going to the fixture in the ceiling so that I don't get electrocuted. Don't want to do that today. That would be a really bad video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the old plate looks like in the ceiling. So this is from the old light fixture that I just took down. And just to kind of show you that I have my wires here. I've got white wire, the black wire. I've got a red wire that has some white paint on it as well. And then I have a green ground wire, which the other fixture comes with its own green ground wire. But you're going to want to attach the green ground wire to your copper wire that's going to come out of the ceiling. So if you have a grounded ceiling fixture, you'll always have this little bit of a copper piece of metal that comes out of the ceiling here. And what you're going to do is you're going to do like what they did here. If I can kind of get the camera over there. See, they have attached the copper wire to this screw that's up in the ceiling fixture itself. So on this part, this escutcheon part that comes out of the ceiling, you're going to want to wrap that wire around that, and then just, as it comes out of the ceiling, just wrap it around once, and then come down, and then you're going to tie this together with a wire nut on the end of this over here. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to do. Okay, so now the first thing you want to do when you're going to put the new fixture up, make sure my microphone is on, is you're going to want to have this escutcheon plate. It's got 2 pieces, so it has 2 screws here on the front. You're going to remove these screws temporarily, and then you're going to have access then to this part in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that for you right now so you kind of see what I'm talking about. So we'll take these off, and this is just going to give us access to those 2 holes that are in the top of this so that we can attach it to the plate that's up in the ceiling. Now the one thing it does say in the instructions is you don't want to use a plastic mounting plate up in the ceiling. You want to have a box that has a metal casing to it. So that is because the light fixture is quite heavy. It is metal, it is very good quality, so you're going to have a lot of years of good service out of it, but you also don't want to have to run the chance of having it fall under the weight of the spinning propellers. And you want to, have that attached to a metal box in the ceiling. Okay, so here is the box that's going to go up into the ceiling on the ceiling plate, and we'll show you that in a second. But then these 2 spots here, there's a nice opening on both sides of this here and here, and basically that's going to give you access to whatever type of plate that you have up in the ceiling, the mounting housing that goes up into the ceiling where your electric box comes out. There's going to be 2 screws on either side. They're going to be different depending on what kind of a box is up in the ceiling. So with wood ceilings, you're going to want to use the anchors that are provided with the piece itself. And in concrete ceilings, you're going to want to use, just the metal box itself that's up there to support it, because that's going to give you enough support on it. So we're going to get to that in a second. Actually, before you put that outer escutcheon back on, you're going to want to put the housing all up into here first. And so what I already did was I attached the ground wire, and it's up into the box now. It's attached to this. The copper wire is attached to the 2 ground wires, which are both attached to this down plate here. And then this stem part comes out here and is actually just sitting on here. It's resting on a little bit of a groove up in here to keep it really stable. So those are what you want to do first. Then the escutcheon goes on. So hold on one second. Okay, so here so far is the state of things. Um, what I'm showing you here is something that I rigged up because you really need probably 2 people in order to make this work. Right now I have the light fixture on a bunch of books and on top of the box that it came in, and then I also have it on a painter's ladder that I got in from my garage. So anyway, that's what's going on with this. You can see my little spotlights I have over there so that I can see what I'm doing because there's no power in the room, and they're plugged into a different outlet into a different room. So I guess what the moral of the story here is you should probably have 2 people helping you do this because it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to do it by yourself. But we're going to see how I fare. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so the light fixture is up. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I actually did go and test it too. In between my last segment and now, I also ran to the hardware store because the remote comes with a different kind of battery that I had in my house. I didn't have this particular battery, and it's an A23. It's a 12-volt battery. It's a smaller, almost looks like a AA or AAA, but it's smaller. But anyway, so it fits into the back of this remote here, which is great. And then when you power it up, you can turn the lights on. How exciting is that? And I'll scooch up just a little bit so you can kind of take a look at what's going on there. And then you can actually put the fan on too. So there goes the fan. Now the fan is controlled from the remote control. So I have a dual switch on my wall in my bedroom. And usually my old fan, I could put the light on and I could have the fan off at different times. So I didn't have to have them running at the same time, which was nice for sleeping with the fan on at night. And then if I just wanted to have the light on during the day, yada, yada, you understand. But with this one, because all the wires go black to black, white to white in this particular fixture, you have to have the fan and the light wired together, but the remote separates them. So you can actually stop the fan. You just stopped it. There it goes. So you can kind of see it stopping now. So you can stop the fan and still just have the lights on if you wanted to just have the lights on. Now, the lights that are actually in this particular piece are 25 volt because or 25 watt, I should say. I didn't want to have super bright lights in my bedroom. I don't like that for a ceiling fixture in my bedroom. I have all kinds of lamps all the way around. I have a lamp behind the camera here. I've got 2. You can see one over here. I've got a matching one on the other side of the bed. So I've got lots of lighting in my bedroom, and my bedroom isn't super big. So I didn't need to have a big amount of light up in my ceiling. So this is just the perfect amount to put on for at night or early in the morning when I want to get ready. I don't have to have a big bright light on. So the 25 watt bulbs are great. This can handle 40 watts for each one of those slots. There's 4 of them. So you can do that. What I'll leave you with is my assessment of how easy it is to put the whole thing together. And I'm going to say out of like a 1 to 5 rating, 1 being extremely easy and 5 being kind of difficult to do, I'm going to give it about a 3.5 or a 4. And the only reason why I do that is because you really do need 2 people to put it up. So I was kind of struggling for a while there, balancing on the ladder with the stack of books and the box and everything else, and it was really precarious. And so I say, get a friend to help you, get your spouse to help you, and it's going to go for easier. Or you're going to have to do a little kind of rig up like I did, and it's going to be a little easier to do it that way too. So it wasn't terrible. It took me about 2 hours or so, and that included the time I took the other fixture down, which I didn't have the instructions to take the other fixture down, so that was a little bit more like trying to figure out what comes down first and things like that. With this one, the instructions were great. The print is really small, but you can read it, and it goes very intuitively, one step to the next, and you should be able to get it done pretty easily. So I give it 2 thumbs up. I'm really happy with my new fan and my new light. Thank you again to Vonluce. And don't forget to check them out if you wanted to save that extra 10%. Go to the vonluce.com, VONLUCE.com. And then on the right, there's a little blue button that says save 10% on your first order. Click that and you're going to get 10% off your first order, which is great. So good luck, happy shopping, and I really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.